Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. Sad news out of the entertainment world. Lisa Marie Presley has died. We take a look at her life and career. Here's Ashley Dvorkin.
Singer Lisa Marie Presley, daughter of Elvis and Priscilla Presley, has died at the age of 54. Presley was rushed to the hospital Thursday after reportedly suffering cardiac arrest at her California home. In a statement to the AP, her mother Priscilla said, "It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter Lisa Marie has left us." She added, "She was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known." Lisa Marie Presley was born in Memphis. She's the only child of Elvis and Priscilla. She was 9 when her father died. She had 4 children, actress Riley Keough, 14-year-old twins Harper and Finley. She lost her son Benjamin to suicide in 2020. Presley was married 4 times, to Danny Keough, Michael Jackson, Nicolas Cage, and Michael Lockwood. As a singer-songwriter, Lisa Marie released 3 albums in her career, and the first, To Whom It May Concern, in 2003 was certified gold. In 2005, she released Now What? Then in 2012, the collection Storm and Grace. Just days before she died, Lisa Marie and Priscilla attended the Golden Globe Awards in support of the movie Elvis. Its star, Austin Butler, won Best Actor for his performance as the King of Rock and Roll. Back in June, Presley became part of the Hollywood Walk of Fame with a hand and footprint ceremony, along with her mother and all her daughters. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Lisa Marie Presley's death becomes the second high-profile cardiac arrest case after Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered an arrest during an NFL game. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg speaks with an expert about these cardiac arrest cases in younger people.
Questions are rising about cardiac arrests in younger people following the death of Lisa Marie Presley and the case of Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin. Cardiac arrests, which are different from heart attacks, can be very serious if the victim does not receive proper treatment in a timely manner.
Cardiac arrest is usually because of the irregular rapid heartbeat, which can be fatal in few minutes.
Dr. Pramod Deshmukh is a cardiac electrophysiologist at Guthrie Hospitals. Big Fox asked Dr. Deshmukh, how dangerous can cardiac arrests be for younger people?
If the heart was otherwise healthy, then the response to the CPR and a defibrillation is much better than somebody who has really weak heart and is of advanced age and other conditions are involved.
Both Damar Hamlin and Lisa Marie Presley received CPR from medical personnel. Hamlin's life was saved by the administered CPR, and according to reports, Lisa Marie Presley had signs of life after CPR was performed. CPR can be a life-saving skill, and its importance is beginning to resurface following the recent cardiac arrest cases.
Unfortunately, it takes an event like this for refocusing on the main issue of CPR and prevention of the cardiac arrest in susceptible populations such as patients with previous heart attacks, weak heart muscles.
Both online and in-person CPR classes are being offered across the Southern Tier. Sign-ups for these classes are available online at various locations. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News.
The Chemung County Sheriff's Department needs your help identifying this man who allegedly touched a woman's chest without her consent. The suspect was visiting an adult bookstore in the town of Ashland when the alleged assault happened. While in the bookstore, the individual approached a female worker, and while engaging her in conversation, he touched her chest area. The sheriff's office is looking to identify and interview this man. If you have any information, call the number on your screen. A new child care center will open Monday in Horseheads. Our Maggie Hall got an exclusive tour of the new facility and has details about the grand opening.
Although this center is new, Amy and her Sunshine Kids are well known to the community, with a current center up and running in Painted Post.
In a recession, in any time, parents need reliable care. They need business continuity. So that's what we're committed to. We're open every day of the year except for like the 7 major holidays.
Formerly the Chemung Valley Early Learning Center in Horseheads, Amy and her team have put a lot of work into opening up the new Sunshine Center.
So what went into opening the new center was we had to do the application, we had to get all of our inspections done, we had to make sure we had staff and stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of legwork, and plus cleaning the whole place and getting us ready for day one.
Part of this process was Amy welcoming everyone who worked at Chemung Valley Early Learning Center, which was shut down for financial reasons, to join her team.
I worked for Chemung Valley Early Care and Learning before, and Amy and Seth were so nice to bring on the opportunity for the existing staff to come through, and also the existing kiddos.
The center cares for children as young as infants and kids all the way up to age 12. They still have slots open. Call 607-377-5134 to register your child today.
They're very welcoming, loving, understanding.
With that, we're going to make these kids be active and have fun and, teach them everything that they know to be a great social part of our community.
Amy's Sunshine Center in Horseheads will open its doors to families and kids this upcoming Monday. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Horseheads.
The Corning Museum of Glass will offer free admission all day on Monday in celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Youth and family educational story times will be held at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. There are drop-in volunteer opportunities on Monday available as well. In addition, guests can make a sun catcher in the studio that's inspired by the teachings of Martin Luther King. Visit the website on your screen for tickets and more information. The village of Watkins Glen is set to receive more than $18 million in grant money to update the village's water treatment plant. Watkins Glen is one of a number of towns and villages across the state to receive grant money for water system upgrades after a recent announcement by Governor Hochul. The grant money will be used to install a new intake screen, water pump station, and pressure filters at the water treatment plant. There will also be upgrades to the storage and control systems. The early voting period for the Tompkins County special election begins this weekend. The special election is to fill the vacancy of Ithaca's 3rd district seat following the death of Henry Graniston. Early voting will take place at the Tompkins County Board of Elections office on Buffalo Street from 9 to 5. Election Day will be January 24th. Walmart is changing the use of carry-out bags from some of its stores starting this month. A report says the large retail company says it's going to eliminate single-use paper or plastic carry bags at registers in 3 states, including New York. The changes come as Walmart moves toward zero-waste corporate goals by 2025. Some states continue to create legislation against the use of plastics as well because of the environmental hazard of plastic bags. Walmart offers reusable shopping bags for 74 cents for customers who do not have their own shopping bags. Your complete weekend forecast is next, plus this.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
As the heavy rain continued through the overnight, we did bring in accumulation anywhere from about a half an inch to up to about 3/4 of an inch. And that was mostly rainfall for the local area before we have been seeing some areas of some wintry precipitation as we stepped into the afternoon. So these totals do run through 7 a.m. Again, generally that half an inch to about 3/4 of an inch. And then we saw that transition, and we'll continue to bring in areas of this wintry mix as well as snowfall as temperatures have been slowly starting to fall. As we note, even through the overnight, those temperatures are dropping into those lower 20s as we have what is this north-northwesterly wind, and that's what's bringing one, cold air advection, but two, it's also initiating some lake effect snowfall. So we started to see some accumulation just generally as that system swept on through early this morning and into the afternoon with some accumulation, especially off to the west and through those Finger Lakes. But we'll continue to talk about some chances for these isolated snow showers. So we'll drop down to about 21, which is near seasonal for this time of the year. So we should be into those teens and 20s, but the temperatures holding into the teens and 20s is definitely a thanks to the cloud cover and that lake effect snowfall in place, because once we clear out the skies, the temperatures could tumble. Now, throughout our Saturday, we will stay underneath these overcast skies. Could shake out a few snow showers, but also note that the temperatures don't change much. Consistently going to stay within those lower 20s all day with that cold air advection in place. So if you have some travel plans, roads may be a little slippery, but for the most part, what you're going to want to factor in is going to be the colder weather, because not only do we not have much warming in place, but we also have a strong breeze that's going to bring a bit of a chill to the air. When it comes to that snowfall potential, as we head through the rest of this evening and into the overnight, again, not big numbers there, few hundredths of an inch. Most of that has continued to melt on contact. The closer you are to this Finger Lakes region, up through Wayland, over through Hornell, you might have a chance to maybe see some of those colder grassy spots, as we have. But for the most part, again, not too high of impacts, just a few slick roads, especially with temperatures a little bit cooler now. Now, as mentioned, it is going to be a little breezy as well. That's going to continue to bring the chill to the air. Wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. So a brisk wind initiating those lake effect snow showers, continuing that cold air advection. So as we hold into those lower 20s through our Saturday, there will be some ending to that wind as well as cold air advection, but with clear and calm skies that will allow for temperatures to start to cool. You start to see some of that clearing allow for those teens to pop up in a few locations. We drop down to about 20 degrees. We'll head into our Sunday forecast with some of that returning sunshine and a high about 29 degrees, so near to slightly below average. We have teens for low temperatures as we head into the work week. Temperatures will be back into those 30s, and we will see some slight warming through Tuesday and Wednesday, but that will be accompanied with another low pressure system that will bring chances for rain and snowfall before there will be another cooling trend by the end of the week.
In the future, neighborhoods could be dominated by 3D printed homes. For now, the technology continues expanding as a number of builders and engineering experts say the machine offers a slew of benefits. Ashley Strohmeyer has a look at the first ever two-story 3D printed home, now under construction here in the U.S.
At a quick glance, it may seem like an ordinary construction site. But on this plot of land in Houston, Texas, a machine is hard at work building the first ever two-story 3D printed house in the nation. It's what some developers are calling the future of home construction.
Even though this is a single-family house, the intention of this project is to actually think about how we can design and develop and print multifamily housing.
Working in sections, the printer distributes an exact amount of concrete, building each wall layer by layer. Engineering experts say 3D printed homes could eventually improve the nation's ongoing affordable housing crisis because they allow for faster construction.
Time could be reduced anywhere from typical, let's say, 6 months to maybe a month and a half.
But one of the biggest advantages is their ability to reduce waste.
You don't have partially used lumber that you need to dispose of. You don't have extra concrete that you need to dispose of. What you have is exactly the amount of material that you need.
3D printers also lower the amount of workers needed on a job, which can save companies money in the long run.
Requires only 4 to 5 people, crew on site to print a whole house. Also, it takes a lot of the heavy lifting, the labor out of the human.
Most 3D printed structures are still more expensive than traditionally constructed ones. Officials hope to see a drop in price as the technology becomes more mainstream. Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
You could pay less for a new Tesla, sticker shock in the Aloha State, and the countdown to Rihanna's halftime show has begun. CJ Papa has today's business briefs.
Tesla is cutting prices for its electric cars in the U.S. by nearly 20%. The cuts could allow some buyers to qualify for a $7,500 electric vehicle tax credit. That only applies to cars under $55,000. CEO Elon Musk has suggested higher interest rates are cutting into demand and Tesla is facing more competition. A lot of people are flying Delta Airlines in the holiday season. The company reported an upbeat quarter. Travelers were willing to pay for more expensive tickets. Stores in Hawaii are charging over $10 for a carton of eggs. Egg prices continue to surge for name brands, forcing consumers to buy local. Those farmers say they're seeing double the number of customers every day because they charge a lot less than supermarkets. And the official trailer for the Super Bowl halftime show is out, and Rihanna is ready to shut down her critics who say she's been gone way too long. Rihanna's headlining gig will be the first sponsored by Apple Music, taking over the reins from Pepsi. And if you don't have a ticket, the only way you'll be able to catch the Super Bowl is on Fox. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
Still ahead, a new report reveals some possible bright spots for potential home buyers. That story and more coming up. We're seeing new signs that real estate is transitioning toward a buyer's market. Jerry Willis explains.
And there is good news on the horizon for frustrated home buyers. There's a lot of them. 2023 shaping up to be a better environment for folks who want to buy their own American dream home. That's what we're seeing out there. New numbers out from Realtor.com showing that one of the most difficult problems, a lack of inventory that pushes prices higher, well, that could be resolving. In fact, the number of active listings for existing homes in December were up 54.7%. Moreover, homes are lingering on the market longer, 11 days longer, reducing seller power and enabling buyer. Now, serious price declines may be on the horizon. Moody's sees 49 markets posting price declines, while Morgan Stanley is forecasting price drops of 10% through 2024. Some folks think even more. Alan Ratner is a fellow I spoke to. He's an analyst at Zelman & Associates. Those folks called the last housing bust very early and very accurately. Now they're saying prices for new construction may ease this year. Listen.
You already see a lot of supply being built up in the pipeline. It's speculative inventory that builders have built up over the last handful of months. We think in order to move that supply and actually sell through it, they're going to have to get way more aggressive in terms of incentivizing, discounting, and ultimately reducing prices.
Now, even mortgage rates are starting to moderate, as you know, after hitting a high of 7% last October. Rates continue to ease. Freddie Mac saying rates eased slightly last week to 6.33%. In New York, Jerry Willis, Fox Business.
Data shows across the country, a carton of eggs went from $1.72 to well over $3.59, much higher in some places. But experts say don't be quick to just blame inflation. The USDA says bird flu killed more than 43 million egg-laying hens in 2022, making eggs harder to find. Hal Eisner has more.
There are some 25,000 egg-laying chickens in there belonging to Eddie Vortman and his family.
This is where all the birds are housed. We got 3 barns here.
Or about 75,000 chickens. Hens that lay white eggs, others that lay brown eggs. They average about 70,000 eggs a day here, which some buy right out of his store on his property. They're less expensive than store-bought, and boy, are the ones at the store pricey.
It's a lot more than I'd like to pay.
The egg farmers get that. Both Eddie Vortman from Vortman's Egg Ranch and Billy Mao from a competitor across town say it's the bird flu.
I think so far there's been over 40 million egg-laying chickens that have been euthanized across the country. So that puts a strain on the supply.
It's just chaotic right now, where there's just a high demand for eggs and very little supply.
It spreads through wild birds. They're coming down, they're migrating out from Canada, and they're coming across the flyways, and yeah, they're making their droppings as they're flying. And
Vortman says he's never seen it this bad.
It's killing a lot of birds.
While the bird flu is the biggest culprit, there are some other factors, he says.
Feeds, and one of them, feed prices have gone up a lot. Labor's gone up a lot. But right now, most of it's due to just the shortage of supply.
So whether at Billy's or at Eddie's, hopes are high this terrible bird flu season will end before things get much worse. In Ontario, I'm Hal Eisner, Fox 11 News.
The U.S. cancer death rate has dropped by 1/3 in the past 30 years. The American Cancer Society credits this to an increase in preventive measures and screenings. Some preventive measures included the human papilloma, or HPV, vaccine, Cervical cancer rates saw a 65% drop when women started to receive the HPV vaccine a decade ago. However, cancer is still the second leading cause of death in the nation, falling right behind heart disease. Stay with us. We'll have more after the break. We want to leave you with a smile. Preschoolers can now join in on all the Barbie fun. The new My First Barbie doll is made specifically for the age group. She's bigger and 2 inches taller compared to a traditional Barbie. The doll's manufacturer, Mattel, was inspired by parents to create a larger version. They say some parents waited to buy a Barbie until their kids' hand motor skills increased. My First Barbie will come in 4 different skin tones and easy-to-dress Velcro clothes made especially for smaller hands. I'm Scott Beadle. Thanks so much for watching.